Our guest for tonight is a multi-awarded disc jockey and actor, recognized for his long-standing career in radio and television. He began his journey in the entertainment industry in 1997 as a host on Herman Moreno's youth-oriented show, Best Friends. But his shift to radio in 2001 with Monster RX 93.1 marked the beginning of a remarkable career in broadcasting, garnering multiple prestigious accolades, including 7 KBP Golden Dove Awards. In 2004, he was named Best FM Radio Host by Faces of Success. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Rico Robles.
Cheers. It's our first time to be in the podcast.
Our topic natin for tonight is actually, should you listen to external noise or your inner voice?
So parang they would see us as a successful person. Pero in reality, syempre, there are some noises around the area, di ba? Bago mo na-achieve yung mga certain things na na-achieve mo. So, paano mo na-overcome yung mga voices, external voices?
When I first got started, Filipino comedian, Jokoy, great, selling out stadiums and arenas. There's a Filipino named Rex Navarrete.
I love packing.
Yes. SBC Packers.
Yeah.
But if you notice with Rex, he never made fun of Filipinos. You know, he made fun of accents, I get it. But he never made fun of Filipinos in general. Pero in comes Jokoy, who was making fun of nurses. So for me, I looked at it and I saw it was getting big, and I look at it and go, wait a minute. I'm a nurse. People that are paying for the tickets that the shows that he's doing are nurses.
Your mom is a nurse.
My mom is a nurse, and she works freaking hard. My mama works 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. That's hard work for 70-year-old women. You know what I mean? And nursing has brought so much glory and money to our country. Everybody buying box you get is from an OFW. OFW is a nurse. You know what I mean? So for me, wait, binaktra ko ngayon. How Filipino is he? Check ko. Okay. Check. You have internet, you have Google, you know. And then I watch stories. I watch his early work. Na-realize ko, when he was starting his career, he wasn't talking about being Filipino. Because at a time in early Hollywood, when you're Filipino or when you're Asian, you won't be accepted. Unless you're like a monkey, like a laughing clown. Bruce Lee, when he started, he saw it. It was Rooney who was playing a funny Chinese guy, but he wasn't Chinese. So Bruce Lee was saying, Asians are not like that. So he brought respect to that. So that what got me to going, wait a minute, Jokoy, your early work is not being Filipino. Did you just run out of content? That you had to make fun of us?
Podcast na naman with Gerald at Brian. Aral lang pulutan sa inuman at kwentuhan. Pinagsamang veterano, parehong talentado.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Life Over Whiskey Podcast, where we share valuable life lessons and stories you can learn from over a glass of whiskey. My name is Brian.
And I'm Gerald.
Magandang gabi sa inyo mga ka-whiskey. Magandang gabi sa iyo, Direk Gerald.
Magandang gabi at magandang gabi sa mga ka-low barkada natin dyan.
Ayan, I'm so excited for this episode kasi someone said yes to us na tingin ko, parang lugi tayo, Direk eh.
Lugi talaga tayo. Ganda ng boses nito.
Kasi nabasa ko pa lang yung background niya para sabi, parang lugi tayo dito So, pakilala ko lang. No,
Sige.
So, our guest for tonight is a multi-awarded disc jockey and actor, recognized for his long-standing career in radio and television. He began his journey in the entertainment industry in 1997 as a host on Herman Moreno's youth-oriented show, Best Friends, receiving mentorship from industry legends like Herman Moreno and Wen de Ramas. This early exposure led to roles in various telenovelas and TV shows. But his shift to radio in 2001 with Monster RX 93.1 marked the beginning of a remarkable career in broadcasting. Kaya talagang pang podcast ng boses.
Voice over lang tayo ng voice over.
Teka, di pa tapos, mahaba to.
Okay.
He quickly became a household name on radio, garnering multiple prestigious accolades, including 7 KBP Golden Dove Awards for Best Musical Variety Show, Concert Series, and the coveted title of Best FM Radio Jock.
That's hard to get.
Grabe.
That's so hard to get, man.
His dynamic presence on air earned him recognition as one of the most celebrated radio personalities in the country. In 2006, he expanded his profile by joining the Pinoy Big Brother Celebrity Edition, where he became known as the Heartthrob DJ. His stint in the reality show brought him further fame, leading to appearances on game shows like A Pamilya Deal or No Deal and Game Ka Na Ba, as well as participation in celebrity boxing challenges such as Pinoy Mano Mano. Beyond his television and radio career, he has also ventured into sports commentary, working as a pro ring announcer for MMA and boxing events. In 2004, he was named Best FM Radio Host by Faces of Success, solidifying his legacy as one of the country's top broadcasters.
Oh, geez.
Grabe. Despite his many successes, he remains dedicated to his craft, continuing to host his daily radio show on Monster RX 93.1 and contributing to the entertainment and sports industries. Grabe ang haba. Parang hiningal dun direct.
De, pero ito yan, ha? Talagang Gerald would left the group.
Gerald left the group. Grabe, TLDR. But, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Rico Robles.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. Hey, thank
Grabe.
you, guys.
Rico, ano ko lang doon? Basta't kalbo, gwapo.
Yeah, I think yung pagkinta bata.
Saan ba yun? Pagka...
But thank you guys for the invitation. You know, it's our first time to be in the podcast. So,
Is this your first time
yeah,
in a
to
podcast?
like to be invited in one and to guest in one. You know, I would host one on StreamYard. Pero hindi siya ano eh, kasi video yun in a way. So, but to be one with gentlemen, talking gentleman things, I like this and it's an honor to be here. And I know I have to like drive at a very quiet neighborhood. This is the most quiet neighborhood I've ever been into. Wow. It's a peaceful neighborhood. So thank you guys.
Thank you then for saying yes to being part of
anytime.
this episode.
Anytime.
Grabe, good vibes.
Nahiya ako sa intro nyo. Pero okay lang. Sige. It's like my life flashed upon me. Alam mo yun?
Reminisce mo ba yung mga nangyari in your
Yeah,
life?
dude. Who would have thought that 20-something years is so fast?
Yeah.
Sobrang bilis. So.
And siguro speaking of, siyempre, pinakalala ka na namin, no? And hindi na iba sa karamihan, maybe people who know you, na in your career is mostly using your voice.
Yeah, that's
Right.
that's how it starts. You know, even doing radio, it was all accidental. All of this was accidental. I was here in the Philippines when I came home, 95, to pursue nursing.
Malayo pala talaga.
So
malayo,
it was to study nursing because my parents were like, in 95, it was a big thing about Tupac and Biggie and gangs. So sabi ng parents ko, kuya ko, gang banger siya doon. Sabi ng parents ko, uwi ka sa Pilipinas, study nursing. I was freshman in high school. So from Los Angeles, I grew up in Los Angeles. I was born in the Philippines, grew up in Los Angeles. Straight to Bataan. Orani, Bataan. See mo, from LA, biglang boom, Orani, Bataan. There's a cow in front of you.
Wait,
It was
so you grew up in LA?
in LA, Cerritos.
Okay.
So
How young were you? Were you in
I was there at
Cerritos?
9, I think, and then
9,
until like
okay.
15, 16.
Okay.
So pretty
You
formative.
got shipped.
Yeah.
You got shipped, that's the word.
Oh, inuwi ako dito na parang nanay ko, don't get into gangs, study nursing. Kasi mahal ang college dun eh.
Yeah.
So I studied nursing, but then I was still in high school, finished the high school in Bataan. That's a humbling journey when you grow up in the province in Bataan where minibus, I got a minibus, and that's where my first love for entertainment came in. Because when I was in Bataan, uso na yung mga battle of the bands. So my cousin would just join me. Sabi, ay, di ka marunong manta, pero maputi ka naman. Pogi ka na yan. Okay na yan.
Pwede na yan.
English, yeah. Had me singing Nirvana songs, whatever, whatnot. And then they would boo sometimes. They're like, he doesn't know how to sing. But then the love for the stage came in. Na parang bang, uy, I like that attention on the stage. And then I got discovered there in Subic. Then it led to a Coca-Cola commercial. From the Coca-Cola commercial, I had to go to Manila for college. And then that was it. I had a billboard along with a few other people. And then it led to that. Sa Pilipinas kasi, pag na-discover ka sa Billboard, artista ka na. Immediately, hey, push natin showbiz. So I tried the showbiz stuff. And so far, it was pretty crazy. I couldn't understand it at the time. Yung iba, ano yun? There's they said that it's 3 ways to make it in the industry. It's your looks, who you know, your talent, and who you know. It's a tripod.
Okay.
So
Saan ka doon?
you have the looks, you got the talent, but who we know, we didn't know anyone.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Wala ka alam, di ba? So at that time, it was like I had a noontime variety show called Best Friends with Kuya Germs. And yun, 200 auditions sa ABS. They would not give me a time of day. I auditioned for GMA. Sabi, may gagawin kaming bagong That's Entertainment. It was a new rising That's Entertainment in 98. But then, I didn't get in. It was somebody named John Knight. I didn't sing. I don't know my talent. Because at that time, I was 18. They're like, what's your talent? I don't know what my talent is. I could sing in my head. I tried. It was a fail. And then, sabi nung driver ni John Knight, I was so sad. Sabi niya, his name's Wilson. I can still remember you, Wilson. Winston. And then he goes, bukas, balik ka dito. Doon ka sa may tabi ng trash can. May pinto doon. Doon dadaan si Kuya Germs. Pag nakita ka niya, tingin ko, pwede ka niyang gawing host. So
baka sakali.
Siningit ako sa likod. And then Kuya Germs goes, hey, hello. Sabi ko, hello. And then he was like, oh, American, Englishero, huh? What's your talent? Sabi ko, I could host. Host ka nga. Host kunyari birthday. And that voice of hosting, I was speaking, he goes, you are the leader of the Tuesday group. Immediately.
He assigned you?
Assigned.
On the spot?
Kasi different days yun eh. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Parang new generation That's Entertainment siya.
Okay.
So inassign niya ako with the hosting. Kasi lahat nga, singing, dancing, walang hosting. So kaming dalawa ni Aubrey Miles yung leader ng group noon. At the time. And we're just like, okay, formative years. What I learned in Kuya Germs, what he teaches you, is to love the industry.
Okay.
The love for industry is what you come to learn. Because now, if you notice, you have online stuff, online people.
Yeah.
Si Sikat, biglang, ano yung pagbigay sa industriya? Diba?
Pero, kinakwento mo kasi bago ka pumunta dun sa parang naging love mo in the industry of radio broadcasting, right? Ito pa yung parang
Yeah, this is
broadcast.
pre-radio.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So I think that time, nag-explore ka pa talaga eh. No?
I was really exploring. Yan lang uso Seiko Films noon. Before Viva Max.
Anong Seiko Film?
Seiko Films was where
Sorry, hindi ko na naabutan.
Leandro Baldimor and
is
Priscilla Almeda, Rosana Roses, Patikim ng Piña.
Yeah.
In our generation, to get adult entertainment, it was wow. 12 midnight, on I don't know what Japanese channel, you will have adult entertainment and it'll blur. Di ba?
Pero first na parang Channel V siya muna eh. Di ba? Tapos bigla siya magiging...
It becomes an adult. You're like, oh my God. That was the in thing. And then I was just like, I can't do that. My mom goes, you can't do that. Go focus on school.
Bakit nagkaroon ka ng opportunity?
There was an offer. There was an offer, but my mom goes, you have to go to school. That stuff is not working out for you. Kasi sabi nga niya, like my mom, my dad would always tell me, the true definition of success is when you reach your goals without sacrificing your morals, your values. So that's when you know you will be successful, when you reach a certain goal.
Alam mo, ganda na the conversation is leading towards that. Kasi ang topic natin for tonight is actually, should you listen to external noise or your inner voice?
Yeah.
That's a topic. And the way, parang nilid mo na kami dun eh. Because there's a lot of noise out there. And you at that time were exploring. Pero may anchored on values ka na eh.
Oh, because you have family. At the time, my parents are strict, man. My dad knew how to discipline. He never hit us. He never cursed at us. But my dad disciplined us in one way. Tanggalin mo yung pera ng bata. When the car has no fuel, the car won't run. So if the kid got no money, the kid won't do stupid things. So up to now, that's how he disciplines me. When I visit them in LA, first thing they take, my passport and my wallet. Like, where are you going? I'm at a party. No, you're not. Still, you're in our house. It's our rules.
Yeah.
You know, ganun siya.
Ne, pero Rico, curious ako. I mean, sige, let's face it. Do you feel that you have a certain advantage because you're an American boy?
Nung
Para,
una, like, when I got
syempre,
in. Yeah.
I mean, iba yung accent mo to Filipinos.
Yeah.
Do you think it's an advantage for you when you were starting, or at the same time it's a curse? Kasi syempre marami sabi, wala lang, puro English lang naman yan.
You know, yung time na yun, the English side, it was I feel am. I'm like, nah, I'm Pinoy, but I grew up there, but I'm not feel am.
Yeah.
Puro ka ba ganun? Yeah, but I would speak English kasi hindi ko maintindihan. But the Tagalog side got developed when I lived in Bataan. Kasi nga, you have to get along with everybody. It's a lot of embarrassing moment. Teachers would make me sing on stage, I Dream About You, and all that. And they would ridicule me because they're like, papogi lang yan. So I had to understand it. Ano yung ibig sabihin ng sura? Ang sura naman yan, which is pangit in like
sura. I've learned something today.
Sura naman yan. So I got to learn that. And then yung pag-join ng banda sa Battle of the Bands, doon ko natutunan yung pakikisama.
Are you guitarist or drummer?
I
vocalist?
sing and I play guitar.
Okay,
Pero maingay yung banda maingay. Kaya, ano yan, mga Nirvana.
Pearl Jam.
Ganon. Yeah, we're all loud and everything. And then that taught me how to get along with everyone because you have to take the minibus to practice. Mag-rent kayo ng drum set 300 4 hours. Ganon. That's what taught me camaraderie. That alone. So that was cool. That was a cool experience. But the Phil-Am wise, sabi rin nga ni Kuya Germs though when he was training us, kailangan mag-Tagalog. If you're gonna be a host, kailangan mag-Tagalog. So from then, that's when I started really taking time. Radio came in. It's so funny, Radio came in when I auditioned. When I was promoting the show with Kuya Germs. And I went to a radio station with the late, great Tita Swarding. Tita Swarding is a columnist, tabloid. May chika show siya noon. Tapos sabi niya, okay, papromo ka. Pasahin mo nga to. Sabi niya, you have a voice. I was 18. I don't know anything. So it was just a time check. This time check brought to us by ganon. Sabi ko, you could be a DJ. Sabi ko, really? Pero hindi pa ako marunong Basta tuloy mo yan. Nipo niya ako sa gilid before I left after the promo. Tuloy mo yan. Kung Tagalog man o English, whatever language you speak, tuloy mo yan. He said that to me. And I was just like, all right, I'm gonna run with this. And then I went to acting workshop. Kasi nung time na yon, the TV show that I was with Kuya Germs, #1 rating. Pero na-cancel siya.
Ito ba yung That's Entertainment?
No, Best Friends.
Best friends.
Kasi ang kalaban namin noon that time, Channel 2 had Cyberkada.
Yeah, Cyberkada. I remember. Yeah.
So we beat them out. So ngayon, how does the channel, like Channel 2, beat you out? They put a government show. Hoy gising kalaban namin. Dinapat sa amin, hoy gising. I go, shit, we're not gonna win public service. You know what I mean? So and the show gets canceled. Imagine this. You're 17 or 18. You think you go on TV. Isipin mo, my dreams, I'm gonna be a star. All come crashing down.
Parang pinul yung rug under you, no?
As in, bata ka, di ba? Kala mo, sikat ka na.
Yeah,
Na-launch
pero
ka na,
you made
biglang
it.
shoot! Saan ka pupunta?
So that's the moment after exploring ka, included na rin yung time na you got introduced with radio broadcasting, right?
Yeah, yung time na yon, nung nahablot ako sa television, wala akong trabaho noon I didn't know how to host at the time. Hosting ko lang alam mo yung hindi, I didn't know what the racket hosting was. Yeah. So I was in nursing school, and at the same time, I was putting my money sa acting classes.
Workshops.
Sabihin kasi nila, mag-workshop ka sa ABS, madidiscover ka. Mag-workshop ka doon, bibigyan ka ng racket. The world promises you. In your life, everybody will promise you something. They will dangle a carrot for you. But then, as a kid, at 17, 18, 19, nag-hope ka. Pero all of that's getting shattered without you knowing. But then, I always feel like, if it's a true purpose, God will always have a way to lining you up with people that you need to meet.
Yes.
So, when I was in acting class, yung acting classmate ko, may friend siya na Phil-Am na nagra-radyo. Sabi, kayong mga Phil-Am or kayong galing sa States, kailangan mag-set up kayo. Parang alam mo yung, pag nakita sila ng mataba, yung matataba, kailangan maging friends. Di ba? Usually, di ba ganun?
Association.
Di ba ganun? So ganun, associate. Ay, kayo mga Englishero. May pakilala ko sa'yo. Then I met her. And then I visited her at the radio station. And then, I just had the guts. Just say to the boss, what are you doing? I was at, I think, 20 at the time. And I said, you get paid for that? And he goes, yeah. What do you do? I just talk. I'm like, wow. You get to meet people with that? And they're like, yeah. And I said, do you have an opening? I just said that without me knowing anything. And they're like, you know what? I'm not sure. And I said, if you teach me, I will learn. If you train me, I will learn. And, you know, I always look at that principle is be so good that they'll make an opening for you.
Wow.
Be so good that they'll
like
create a
that.
position for you. If a door is open, it's closed, be so good that they'll be like, who's that person outside?
Let me open the door.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Not like if the door closes the window, nah, they'll open the door for you. It's the right time for everything. So that's what I did. I just spent a lot of time watching because I read a book from Mahatma Gandhi, which I found on a sale at a old bookstore. It's an autobiography of Mahatma Gandhi. And he says there, the best way to teach a child is through observation. Because if a child observes, they learn instinct, discarte. Kasi if you teach them, they'll look for your approval. Titingnan nila muna, tama ba yung ginagawa ko? Tama ba? Wala silang instinct. So that's the difference in LeBron and Kobe. Kobe will take the shot. He will miss, but he will take the shot. LeBron will pass the ball or take the shot. You're not sure.
Yeah.
You know, that's the difference. And taking the shot, missing it or making it is accountability. And that's what I learned through observing. I learned how to be accountable for everything that I'm going to try to do. And so far, that's what I learned so far.
Yeah, pero alam mo Rico, no? So syempre, like our local barkada can see you. They would know that you're a DJ, you're an actor, 'di ba? So parang they would see you as a successful person. Pero in reality, syempre, there are some noises around the area, 'di ba? Bago mo na-achieve yung mga certain things na na-achieve mo. So, paano mo na-overcome yung mga voices, external voices?
Paano mo na-filter? Kasi
It's just more of like, when I first got started with everything, when I pursued it, nung time that I think I was about 15 or 16, my mom wanted me to be a dance instructor. It's funny, and then there was my tita kasi is from the Rotary.
Oh, okay.
Sabi niya, sabi ng
cholo na.
Exactly. And then my tita goes, alam mo, pag nag-DI yan, 600 per day, mahinang-mahina. In 1996, 600 per day was a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, DI ka lang. So, nagda-dance class ako, whatever. Tapos, may nagpa-plancha sa amin. Sabi na nagpa-plancha sa amin, card reader siya, planchadora siya by day, card reader by night. Sabi niya, yung anak mong isa na yun, he's gonna do something big. I don't know what, but he'll do something big. Na-stuck sa ulo ko yun. So, my overall goal was, I'm doing something big. I don't know what it is. So that's what kept me straight to that path. Now, no matter what the voice is that I'm hearing, again, I live by, when you guys were asking what my motto was on your questionnaire thing, I didn't know what to say. But more of like a definition of success is reaching your goals and your dreams and your goals without sacrificing your value. So that was my driving point. Now, it ain't easy way. You know, if you're from Malabon, you know how it is. Yeah. Before you get to I get to a commercial shoot, daan ka ng baha. Hanggang dito yung tubig, lagay mo sa plastic yung damit mo. It's like that. It was like that. And in Malabon, which really, really humbled me, when a part of me grew up in Malabon, no matter how rich or how poor you are, lulusong ka sa baha eh. Dadaan yung kotse mo sa baha.
So may equality pa rin.
Equality. Ganun siya. So, and then, you know, that intertwines with my boxing. Same exact thing. No matter how rich or poor you are, if you don't train much, you're gonna get knocked out. You know what I mean? So.
Pero Rico, medyo curious ako eh. I understand that there's a lot of surrounding doubts and noise habang nandun ka sa exploratory stage mo in your life. But anong point or paano mo nalaman na ito na talaga yung para sa'yo?
Well, you know, I always believed in that Maslow's of hierarchy of need. You know, that little pyramid you learn in school. You got your physical needs and your safety needs, love and belongingness, self-esteem, and then self-actualization. So you have the 3 already. So it's the top 2. So self-esteem and everything. To improve that, what I was doing is that I wanted to be the greatest entertainer that I could be. That was my goal as a kid. I wanted to be the next Kuya Germs. That was my mentor growing up. That was the ultimate plan. I just didn't know where to begin, but I was just like hosting. And that kept me on the straight path to that. Like up to this day, if you look at my phone, bata pa lang ako, nung naka-3210 ako, naka-acetate to sa likod. It's a walk of fame.
Wow.
So that's the bigger goal.
So nasa Eastwood yan.
Well, this one's Hollywood, but yeah, we could take Eastwood anytime. So,
Eastwood?
that's the goal.
Eastwood?
Hollywood.
Let me connect you to Eastwood.
Yeah, so this is the goal.
Send us the photo, man.
Yeah,
we can also show the
the goal
lugar
of this was really to keep you on a straight path. Because if you don't have you're not aiming for anything, you're just gonna go in circles. You're just gonna stumble. You have to aim at something.
Yeah.
Regardless of what it is, you have to take the shot. No matter how far it is, as long as you take the shot, you'll keep getting better. So yeah.
And that led to direct, no? Kasi sabi mo, when you finally decided na this is really for me, sabi mo dito, you won multiple awards, which is Golden Dove Awards, KBP Golden Dove Awards for Best Musical Variety Show, and yung Best FM Radio Jock.
Yeah, it was tough, like when I was transitioned to radio from television, it was more of kine-question ka sa TV, kine-question ka, ano ba kaya mo, ganun. So lumipat ka, nakilala ka ng konti sa television, lumipat ka ng radyo, lahat naman, I was like, sino siya? Pagwapo lang yan eh. Papogi lang yan. Wala naman yan eh. You get that. You get the doubters. But what I did was I just observed the greats before me, which is the Jude Rochas, the Chico Garcias, inobserve ko lang yung work ethic nila. Tom Alvarez, yan, VO ng Itbulaga yan, naririnig mo yan. These are like great DJs. I just observed what they do. I observed their habits, and I just copied everything. Not really copy, more of got inspired by everything that they do. I took the good stuff that they do.
It will work for you, yeah.
And then what I did was just really never forget these great people that taught me what I do. Kumbaga, bigay pugay pa din.
Yes.
Kasi, without them, I wouldn't, learn it. But then, back to that one, yung iba sa mga Golden Dove na yan, co-host lang ako. Kasi kami, 3 shows sila yan eh. They let me in. When they let me in the show, I made sure I was prepared na if I'm gonna interview an artist, i-research ko yun. Tapos kausapin ko sila. And then I won somehow the listeners one by one by just showing up, doing a great job, always be prepared. And that was it. I never faked it, never half-assed it, never pretended. Because they say, fake it till you make it. Yeah. But I don't believe in that, because if you fake it till you make it, by the time you make it, you'll be depressed. Because when you look in the mirror, it's not you. It's a fake you.
You become someone you don't recognize.
And then you're like, I'm depressed. I have anxiety. Because you faked it till you made it. So that's why if you see it a lot now, it's not about the likes, it's not about the follows, it's not about that. It's, again, you look at yourself in the mirror, can you tell yourself, did I reach my goal without sacrificing my values? And that's it. And that was the main rudder to it all. But to get the last one, to get your own best radio jock, that one's hard. That one's very, very hard because hindi ako nino-nominate dun eh. So nung na-nominate ako, it was 2016. I remember that. I was up against big names, man. Chacha, she just came out of PBB then, second radio girl siya. And then Leila Chicadora, I think. Is it Leila Chicadora or...
Si Mo Twister, baka sabay mo rin?
Yeah, but he was before me.
Before you.
Yeah, okay. he did radio a few years ahead of me. Pero magkaano na kami, when I started my career sa Channel 7, sa Best Friends, yung show niya, yung Cyberkada.
Yeah.
So ever since,
okay.
you've always been, you've always
okay.
been. So that was always like, okay, he's your... I'm like, we're not rivals. I'll be like that. But, through the years, we had issues. But for me, if I see him, I'll be like, yo, what's up? How you doing? Yeah. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Because why? When you die, when you pass away, you don't take all that with you to heaven.
But I have a question for you. I'm just curious, no? with your existence, now, can you say na you know your purpose and goal in life? Wait, sasagutin mo yan sa pagbabalik ng Life Over Whiskey.
Gusto lang namin malaman from you, what do you think are your top 3 qualities as a human being, as a person?
As a human being, that's an interesting question. Well, one, I listen. That's very, very important. 2 is never stop learning. That's another one. It's very, very important. And 3 is never forget where you came from. Yung tumingin sa pinanggalingan. That's people that helped you along the way, people you represent along the way. Yeah.
Be grateful to the people na nag-inspire sa'yo.
Everything, yeah. Because, you only have 100 years. A great friend of mine, Vernon Go, always told me, you only have 100 years in this world. Your goal is to make the most of that 100 years. Sabi niya sa akin, did you know that your grandkids will know you, but your great-great-grandkids, can you imagine, kilala ninyo ba yung great-great-grandfather ninyo?
No, not anymore.
So try to make that impact in your generation that your great-great-grandkids would know who you are. So, you never forget that. So that was my goal. I was like, okay, I got to do something that will make me remind, great-great-grandfather. Yeah. So I'm trying to get to know my great-great-grandfather now, man.
That's also something you feel is important with your field. Sino-sino ba ang mga nilook up to mo na naging inspirasyon mo?
Yeah.
It's like when you go to a restaurant, when you buy a certain burger, like McDonald's, you buy a burger, you look for consistency. But if you go to Wendy's, you look for a story behind that burger. Why was this created? Or was the chicken breast fillet created? Same exact thing. It's like you as a person, when you carry on with your life, okay, maganda di ba kung may kwento? Ba't siya nagsimula ng ganun? Ba't yung ginagawa yun? Pag may kwento daw, may backstory, that's the purpose pala. But yung action niya, ganun. So it gives that certain meaning. Early childhood development. Erikson and Fruit theories. Yeah.
And now, nandito na tayo sa pinaka-inaantay natin na segment, Karaoke King ka ba?
Okay. What's funny is that you guys are talking Karaoke King.
Yes.
My first job, other than the commercial, other than the hair model, but the very first job that I made real money, I was a karaoke model.
What?
Yung naglalakad sa background pag kumakanta ka.
Seryoso?
5K, 10K yun.
Ang daming hustle ni
Hustle and racket.
Yes. Sabi na gawin mo, 5K, 10K per shoot. 3 songs per day, 15K yun.
Not bad.
Walking ka lang.
And at that time,
yes.
malaki yun at that time.
1999, year 2000, fancy meeting you alone in the crowd. I go, wait, I just have to walk. So that karaoke, you still will see it. You'll see a guy that looks like me with hair, that's me.
Okay.
Kasi it became the Singaling 10-year anniversary edition.
Yeah.
Super pack. Karang ganun.
Oh shit.
It's
Makikita pa pala natin siya.
Yeah.
Pero how long ago ba yun?
This was year 2000. I had hair.
Yeah.
Gel ako.
Years ago.
Oh,
Years ago,
dep yun.
So ano napili mo, bro?
Anong kanta, bro?
ang ihahandog mo sa ating mga ka-whiskey?
I like rock songs. Lumaki tayo sa metal eh. Kaya, ano ba maganda? Give me a Nirvana song. Nirvana. Ano yung magandang...
Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah, that's nice. Ano na lang? Sige, ano tayo? The greatest guitar riff of all time. Sweet Child of Mine.
Okay, ready tayo. Editor, ready ka, ha?
Ikaw na balang mag-score dito, editor, ha?
Alright.
Ay.
Whoa, sweet child of mine. Whoa, sweet child of mine. Yeah.
Okay, gusto ko yung may gitara na din. Hindi na karaoke. Maraming salamat for being gay.
Nagdadunk si Lebron, nag-walk ng
You're
Victoria's
ready to be the
Secret
best
Model.
singer.
AI na Korean emoji.
Tapos makikita mo si Rico Robles sa intermission.
Walking by.
Interlude, di ba?
Gotta make money.
Gotta make the bucks, man.
Without sacrificing your values.
Sacrificing values.
Yeah.
So, tuloy na natin. Direk, you were asking.
So ang question ko lang sa'yo, brother, sa tingin mo, with your existence here sa Earth, alam mo na ba yung purpose and goal mo in life?
It's more of like, natutunan ko dun yung pagmamahal sa industriya through Kuya Germs. And the purpose in life is, now it's not about fame. It's not about money. It's creating an industry na you're excited to do. You know, pag minahal mo yung industriya mo, I guess the bigger purpose is teach what I've learned from the greats to people.
Pass it on? Ganun
Pass
ba?
it on. Create an industry na hindi mo ikakaya. Na anytime, especially with people looking at like the Kardashians and all that, and I idolize nila. I mean, I have no hate on anyone, but they idolize that. But we have great artists. But yung mga content creators, why are y'all looking forward abroad? Well, we could do it here. Yung people nga abroad are saying, I'm Filipino. But how deep of a Filipino are you? Kasi ganun yan eh. Diba? So, mahalin mo yung sariling atin. Create an industry that you will be excited to share. So you don't have to go abroad. Kasi nga, my parents, just to bring it back, my mom is a nurse in the US, and she wanted me to be a nurse. I'm also a nurse. I'm a licensed nurse. Pero my dad works at a hotel in the US. They want me to be there. Pero ako, para bang, I want to be so successful that I want to bring you back here. To give you a reason to come back to our country. Na mahalin mo na nasa Pilipinas ka dahil sarili mong bayan to. At the end of the day, pag nagpunta ka ng Amerika, you're just an Asian.
Yeah.
Before you could even make a name. But here in the Philippines, tao ka. Last name mo, pangalan mo, kilala ka.
Bida ka dito.
Nire-respeto ka ng tao.
Home court mo dito.
Oo, may respect level. And napaka-importante ng pagre-respeto sa kapwa. America, sa LA, hello Los Angeles, if you're watching this, you know how bad it is there now. You walk around the street, they bash your car. You know, they take the stuff that you have. You don't feel safe. In the Philippines, you walk around, you feel safe. Kasi kahit ma-hold up ka man, naangitinin na hold up sa'yo. Yeah?
May point.
Yeah, who are you? May point. Na-hold up na ako twice. So I know the feeling. You know, but in the end of the day, tayo may respeto pa rin tayo sa kapwa natin.
Curious lang ako, para ma-share lang natin. Kasi sabi mo kanina, parang ang ganda sa Pilipinas di ba? So ikaw, both mo natiran US and Philippines, right? So sa tingin mo, saan mas madaling umasenso? Sa Amerika o dito?
Sa Amerika, kung masipag ka, you make the money, you get to save. Sa atin kasi, mahirap dito, we get by. Paycheck per paycheck per paycheck. Umbaga, tawid gutom. Ganun tayo. The food are more nutritious there. But what you don't have in America that you have here is time. Time for family. Kasi lahat, working. You become a slave to the credit card. Bills. You know, I reached that age now that I got to talk to my parents and I told them, are you really happy? Sabi na, anong tanong yun? Sabi na tatay ko. No, I mean like, you as my parent, yes, I get you. What's the happiness for you to give you a good education, blah, 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 blah. Pero, ikaw bilang tao,
What's your happiness?
Masaya ka ba kung mamatay ka ngayon, tinanong ka ng Panginoon, okay ba yung binigay ko sa iyong buhay na 72 years? Nagawa ba yung gusto mong gawin? So I asked my parents that. And they had no answer. They just said, as long as I could provide for you kids and pay my bills. And I told them,
But that's like a generic answer.
yeah. I go, what are you working hard for? I said, your bills. Okay, how many pairs of shoes do you need? How many cars do you need to buy? Diba? Here, we work with what we have. I drive a 1996 Toyota Hilux matte black. Up to now, it's my first car. I never change. Why? Because it humbles me and it still works. Gumagana pa siya. Ba't mo kailangan palitan? Even if the girlfriend goes, sakit sa boobs, maalog. Ayun nga yung gusto ko dun eh. Pero it's low maintenance. You know what I mean? Because the money that I have, I'll put it somewhere else.
Yeah. Pero napaisip ba yung parents mo? Kasi parang yung tanong mo, sobrang deep eh.
You know, they really thought of it. And then like my conversations now with my mom and my dad were like friends. You know, my mom and my dad, ang goal ko kasi hindi pa sakit yung ulo nila eh. The values that they taught me, I'm trying to teach them now how to eat properly. Yun ang pasaki part eh. I'm, you know, at my age now, my parents are in their 70s. Medyo ano na eh, you see it eh. You know, the sacrifice that they put. Naba-value mo na. Nung bata kasi, pag pinapagalitan ka ng parents mo, ano eh, rebelde ka eh. Ano ba to? What did I do wrong? Tama ako. Mali si kuya. As you get older, the values that they taught you were actually the weapons and the tools you will need as you grow up. Because all my life, they were always abroad. That balikbayan box was their way of sending me happiness growing up. Anak, piyadalang kita ng blank every year. I consider my parents as OFWs, man. You know what I mean? And why am I stuck here? Why am I here in the Philippines? Because in 1998, nung bata ka, yung parents mo kasi mindset nila eh. Pag umuwi ka ng Pilipinas, Pilipinas ka na. Pag umuwi ka ng States, States ka lang. You can only pick one country. So they weren't really keen on like my green card. I didn't know what a green card was. I was so young. And it expired. It expired on me in 1998.
That's why you had to go here?
No. I went home to visit and get the commercials and all that. I was having so much showbiz fun that my parents was like,
forgot?
Nag-i-enjoy to. Diyan ka na lang. And then they made me think. I was so young, I was 18, I think. They asked me for a major decision. Sabi, anak, in everything that you're gonna do in your life, you have to make one major decision, or maybe a few. And one of that major decision is, do you pursue show business and give up your green card? Or do you go back with us in America? Pinapili ako noon. So sabi ko, I will pursue show business and I will prove to you guys that I could make it here in the Philippines. Yung sacrifice na yon, it really, kasi sabi ng tatay ko, nung nanay mo, when we got married, we were young, pinapili rin ako ng nanay, tatay ko. It's either, you know, this or that. I took your mom with me and we went to the United States with the money that I have in my pocket. At pinagana ko. I worked the odd jobs. Tatay ko doon, nag-car wash sa Amerika, nagpunas ng mga kotse. You know, the typical Filipino story that you hear. Yeah, so that was it. That was like the great sacrifice.
I love how they gave you a choice. They're also giving you an opportunity to empower yourself. To make the decision. The hard decision.
Yes, that's a hard thing, man. When all your friends are like, andito ka sa Pilipinas, tapos you're trying to just make your money. In show business that time, it was hard. 200 pesos per taping day. You know, it was tough. We don't have connections. I only found out I had family members in show business. 25 years in. You know what I mean? That's when you find out family members. At the time, wala tayong kilala who we know. Pero yeah, it was, my mom and my dad did a great job. If you're watching this, mom and dad, you did a great job in raising us. And I would never make them cry, upset them. That in 2016, I got to buy them their home in the US.
Galing.
Along with my cousin, we pitched in our money. And kasi nag-rent lang sila eh. So somehow my cousin and I pitched in our money collectively, pulled it in, and bought our parents a house. So my mom and my tita, who's their sisters, they lived together with my dad, and you know.
Talagang ginol niya na mabilan sila.
That's the goal, man. So, that was.
Ano pakiramdam nung andun na?
Yeah.
Surprised ba yun na binigay niyo yung property, yung susi? Or?
Yeah, it was more of like, I sent them the money. At the time, I was doing Party Pilipinas. It was a TV show on Channel 7. I had money. I just didn't, you know, they say like, when you make $1 million, you'll be rich. Nah, dude, when you make $1 million, you would not know what to do with the money. I had $1 million. I was like, I had it in my hand. I'm like, what am I going to do with my money? Am I going to buy 10,000 shoes? Am I going to buy this? And wala. And then all of a sudden, my tita goes, may bahay na tabi dito. Baka gusto mong surprise yung nanay mo. The opportunity presented itself. Yeah. God talking to you like, you know, ito bili mo para sa nanay mo. Sabi ko, okay. I just sent the money, eyes closed. Yeah, and then they put it there. Yeah. And that alone, it was just like, okay, maybe they won't bother me to go to the US and be a nurse.
Galing.
Ano yung moment?
Respect ako dun, bro.
Ano yung moment na nalaman nila or binigay na, You had that conversation with
Yeah,
them?
and the thing there is, how it worked was in 2016, I was really, really excited to surprise them. But this is me starting my journey back to try to go back to the US. Because my case was, the file that I had was so complicated that I couldn't go in because why did you sacrifice your green card? Bakit mo? Ganun ang unang
Yung tanong
tanong
sa'yo.
sa'yo eh. Na bakit nag-expire but di mo ni-renew for good ka dito? It plays a factor. And especially when you're reapplying, marrying age ako nun. Up to now naman, marrying age ako. Pero at the time, why are you a bachelor? But wala kang pag-aari. I'm renting a condo. Ganun lang. Where's your assets? Wala kang pakita. Deny.
Shit.
Lagi. 4 or 5 denies na. To a point, the fifth one, nakipag-argue na ako sa console. You did not, kasi when they deny you, they don't tell you the reason.
Yeah.
It's such a vague reason. They give you a blue paper. So ikaw ngayon, naganda ka ng ganun. So vague. But I still believe that God always has the right time. Yeah, there's always has the right timing for you.
Ano sinabi mo sa console?
Inaway mo pa. Paano pa tanongin yung
Sabi
console?
ko, can you tell me the reason why you're denying me? Because you didn't even look at my files. Hindi mo tinignan, hindi mo tinanong. Sa computer ba, alam mo na. So pang 4-5 ko na yata yun eh. Sabi ko, okay, maybe now's not time yet. You pay money.
Yeah.
You know, the closest you could ever get to God as a person, as a Filipino, for those watching, pinakamalapit mo mapupuntahan na makaramdaman mo ang kausap mo ang Panginoon is pagkausap mo ang US Embassy.
Bakit?
Kasi pagkausap mo sila, talagang lahat ng buhay mo magka-flash upon you. You're trying to be the best that you can. You know, you'd be like, you know, ganun ka. But then it's so funny. It was like that. And then, you know, fast forward to it all, no, when I was doing that. I always believe that at the right time, everything happens for a reason. Pandemic happened. At the time, I was engaged. I'm fast forwarding this story to 2020.
2020, okay.
To 2020, engaged.
So hindi ka pa na-approve talaga? Ultra-out na?
Ano na.
Fuck.
So the 2016 was the house. 2020, girlfriend. 2018, girlfriend. Engaged. Apply uli ako. Maybe we could get married in the US.
Yeah.
You know, apply. Deny. And then, nag-US siya. Break up. Whatever. Sad face. Challenging face. I strapped on my shoes. I ran every day like Forrest Gump. I didn't drink. I decided, prayed to God. I said to the Lord, God, kayo na po bahala. What I will do every single day, I'll do my best to honor you. And kayo na po bahala. I surrendered my life. Everything. I don't belong in no faith. I was born a Catholic. I pray a Christian. I have friends that are Muslim. I belong in no faith. Because I believe that if God was to come down here, He would want everybody to be one. You know what I mean? You know, Muhammad Ali did say that there's streams, lakes, rivers, and oceans. Those are the religion. And God is the water. You know what I mean?
It's so nice.
You know, that's what He'd always tell us.
Beautiful.
So, with that being said, then 2 years I worked on myself, and then I met the girlfriend now, Phoebe Walker. And then it's funny, when I applied for my visa, the window opened during pandemic. Literally, there was a line, a special window opened, interviewed me. After my interview, they closed the window.
Just for you.
And I got a visa.
Wow.
So after how many years of trying to go back?
It's 4 or 5 years. I was engaged then. It didn't work.
Pero I'm just curious, Rico. What could be the reason sa tingin mo?
I think I needed, kasi for me when I was a kid, it was more of like America was an imagination. Kasi it was a formative years and I was growing up. It was a dreamland. It was like every Filipino's goal is maging American citizen.
Oh, tsaka makapunta ng
The
Disney.
American
Na.
dream, basically.
Exactly.
American dream
So
siya.
when I asked my mom that, American citizen ka na, maan pa. Ano next?
Yeah.
Kasi inang end goal eh.
Mm.
So mamamatay ka na lang, kukunin ka na ni Lord. Ano susunod? Then they come back with us. You know, parents are so smart with answers. Gusto ko ng anak mo, apo namin.
Yun na. May
Shit,
request
man.
na.
I'm in that age now.
Okay.
that my parents are asking, when are you planning to have kids? When are you gonna have... My girlfriend, she's is early 30. I'm 44. I'm in that stage now where if I have kids, am I successful enough to bear kids? Can I provide for them? Radio DJs don't get paid a lot of money when you're starting, especially. But when you work hard enough, you use your voice, you could get everything you could ever do in this world. One of the early works that I would do, wala akong pera, gawa ko racket, yung credit card na nagwi-withdraw ka. Boses ko yung iba dun eh. You want it in English, press 1.
Oh!
Type your code now.
Pag gusto mo ng Taglish, press 2.
Yes. 5K yun, 10K yun.
Racket.
Tawag ka ng hotel. Welcome to Discovery Suites. We'll be with you now. 5K yun. Racket. Kung saan may boses, gamitin mo yun. Find it. Galingan mo. Find it. You never go half-baked.
So Rico, going back lang din dun sa sinabi mo kanina, kasi diba sa top 3 qualities mo, sabi mo dun is basically honoring yung mga taong nauna sa'yo eh. And you mentioned some people that are, I would say, instrumental to your growth. Sino-sino ba yun? And what do you feel, ano yung impact nila sa'yo?
You know the thing there is now, right? Like when a person dies, the sad part is, one day, you see it on Facebook, namatay, condolences. People don't go to wakes no more. Then 2 days later, it's done, over with. Imagine it's a regular person, whether it's a family, a relative, whatnot. Ngayon, you have the greats, the people that mentored me growing up. The late, great Direk Wendy Ramas, who was, at the time, was the highest grossing director. Before he made the comedies, he was good in drama. But he needed a deeper purpose, so he made Vice Ganda movies that had lessons that not a lot of people see. That when he entered the film fest, he wanted movies for the family. It might be a slapstick, but it taught us how to respect LGBT. It was his movies, subtly, without you knowing. Yun ang pinapanood niya. He was my mentor. My people don't remember him as much anymore. But when you talk about the stuff na kinontribute niya, you get to somehow prolong that legacy. Kuya Germs. Kuya Germs taught us to never forget ang Philippine cinema, the ones before us, Sampaguita Productions, LVN Productions, because at the time it was production studios, and Dyna Records and Octo Art CMI. These are the record companies. They taught us to love our country, to love our Philippines, to love Bondaville. You know what I mean? To love all that. Kasi at the end of the day, this is our cinema, this is our culture. At pag nakita ng ibang uri yung culture natin, we could be like Bollywood and the world would embrace us. And they'll get to know us. Beyond the Manny Pacquiao, the lumpia, the pancit, the adobo, the usual stereotypical, I'm Filipino. Know that we are really good artists. So that's what I like to always champion forward, is to continue that legacy. And going back to your question, is to teach what they taught me when I was growing up without charging anyone. I teach that on my radio students, my Radio 1 program, or at the radio station, they have a Radio 1 program. I teach that to the radio students that go there. That we don't charge them anything. You know what I mean? All for free, to teach you what I've learned teaching the greats. Because if we have a better industry, then you don't have to go abroad. You don't have to fly abroad. You could be here in the Philippines and pay money to watch our own movie. Because a lot of people pay to watch Rewind. A lot of people pay. We have it. It's not just a slapstick stuff. So pag minahal natin sariling atin, we don't have to do all that. They will fly to us, make movies with us. That's what created WKey, the production company that we have, that got me started. Because when I was in the US, and I was there a couple of years in a row, papansin ko na para bang it has to be more than what people think of being Filipino. If you notice, everybody on TikTok, everybody on IG, everybody on Facebook Reels, I'm Filipino. I'm part Filipino. Olivia Rodrigo, I'm part Filipino. But what do you know about being Filipino? Okay, pancit, lumpia. Even Cameron Diaz was saying pancit. She just said pancit, lumpia, I love it. How do you know she really loves it?
Yeah.
It goes deeper to that. Then in comes the conversation with Jokoy. For me, it was just more of, okay, there's a Filipino comedian, Jokoy, great, selling out stadiums and arenas. There's a Filipino named Rex Navarrete.
Oh yeah, I know Rex Navarrete. I love packing.
Yes. SBC Packers.
Yeah.
But if you notice with Rex, he never made fun of Filipinos. You know, he made fun of accents, I get it. But he never made fun of Filipinos in general. Being nurses.
Okay.
Being all that. And for me, it was just more of like, okay, I get it. I see where you all are at. You want this, you know. Rex Navarrete style is very, it's like, you know how you have Eddie Murphy and you have Richard Pryor. You know, Richard Pryor, you know, when he was starting, Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby, when they were starting, sila yung dalawa nun eh. And Richard Pryor was more of, and black people. That, you know, and they make fun, and he would say about this and that. What's his name? Bill Cosby was the primetime Jello man, but then he was a comedian for wholesomeness. But then he talked of minority. So ngayon, Rex Navarrete was talking like Filipino, diba? So it could be that style. Pero in comes Jokoy, who was making fun of nurses. So for me, I looked at it and I saw it was getting big, and I look at it and go, wait a minute, I'm a nurse. People that are paying for the tickets that he's, the shows that he's doing are nurses.
Your mom is a nurse.
My mom is a nurse and she works freaking hard. My mama works 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. That's hard work for 70-year-old women. You know what I mean? And nursing has brought so much glory and money to our country. Everybody buying box you get is from an OFW. OFW is a nurse. You know what I mean? So for me, wait, binaktra ko ngayon. How Filipino is he? Check ko. Okay, check. You have internet, you have Google, you know, internet. Then I watch stories. I watch his early work. Na-realize ko, when he was starting his career, he wasn't talking about being Filipino. Because at a time in early Hollywood, when you're Filipino or when you're Asian, you won't be accepted unless you're like a monkey, like a laughing clown. Bruce Lee, when he started, he saw it. It was Rooney who was playing a funny Chinese guy, but he wasn't Chinese. So Bruce Lee was saying, Asians are not like that. So he brought respect to that. So that what got me to going, wait a minute, Jokoy, your early work is not being Filipino. Did you just run out of content? That you had to make fun of us. How? Trace it back. Kevin Hart talks family. If you notice his jokes, black people and family. I had kids.
Talking about his kids. Right?
So Jokoy talks about his son and his mom. The funny accent. But then he would always say that you are a nurse, but you never wanted to be a nurse. Which is true. Not a lot of people want to be nurses. But again, people that pay your tickets are nurses. All right? So that brought me back to, wait a minute. Maybe we could start an industry that will bring glory to what nurses do. There's no nurse movie. Have you ever seen a nurse show, a medical show that has one Filipino nurse?
No.
Right? You watch ER, you watch Chicago Hope, you watch Grey's Anatomy. There's no nurse there. House? Do you see a nurse there? None. We always been put in minority roles because even our own who's selling the tickets, who put us on the map, is making fun of us. But we love to care. We're caring people. The great part about Filipinos is that we forgive. If people talk bad about us, batuhin ka ng bato, batuhin mo ng tinapay. So, ganun na nangyayari.
Nagbabayad ka para basagin ka.
Yun. Kasi nga, pagod ka na sa trabaho, pagtawanan na lang natin ang sarili natin. Pero what gets me that is that content. You go home here, you take a look at what we do. Kasi ang kinainis ko dun is that he makes fun of the nurses, but then in the middle of a show, I've watched 3 of the shows. He makes fun of us, but then hugs us. Na para bang, wait, parang yung kamag-anak mo, taba mo ngayon pero mahal kita.
Oh, shit.
Parang there's some sort of
I've never seen it that way.
If you look at it that way, it's like, okay, at the end of the day, you got your mansions and everything. I see you go here, you get your content, you give back. But are you really giving back? Think about it. It's like an election. You could give us the money to buy our vote. But our future generations, will they respect us? Will the Bretman Rock, after Bretman Rock, after Patrick Starr, they're Filipino, yes. But if you look at them, Filipinos don't say bitch.
So leaving a legacy that you're proud of.
Leaving a legacy that if I die today, if I die this very moment, I could say that Filipinos are truly worth dying for. Filipinos are respected in the industry. There are plenty more to support other than people who bring us down. You know what I mean? Because people are willing to sell us by the minute to get money in their pocket. Pero tayo, our own, if we don't support it, at the end of the day, whether it's government too, since election is just around the corner, if you're watching this, many could run, but if it's up to us to vote. If we vote the right person, we control the government. Always remember that. Some of you might be our friends, but if you look at it, when it floods, it's flooded. When it's traffic, it's still traffic. Kahit naka-Ferrari ka, stuck ka pa rin sa traffic. Dahil yan sa gobyerno natin. Internet natin, same speed. Pera natin, no value. You have to work within our community. When you build our community, we build better people, better mindset. We build a better community. And you will be really proud to be in the Philippines. You will really be proud to do that.
Love it. I love it.
And cats like Apple the App doing such great work. He made it so big without looking down on Filipinos. And it's funny, when you watch it, you didn't know he was a Filipino guy in Black Eyed Peas. You thought it was taboo.
In the first place.
But everybody thought, is that guy Haitian? But Apple the App, never naging mayabang, supports everybody. Even if some people rip him off, some people use his name, he supports people. Alvin Kailan, the burger guy, supports people. That's what it is, man. You ain't got to make fun of Filipinos to make it. You support, you push other Filipinos to make it. You know?
I love how this also plays a role na kasi you're living your life with principles and values. And ito yung pinaglalaban mo din. Kasi you'd want to honor legacy of people who have done great in the past.
At the end of the day, ganun talaga eh. I mean, with everything that you have in your life, when you die now, how do you think people will remember you? They just talk great about you for 2 days, put a condolences on your comment box. And then what's next? Wouldn't it be great if they talk great about you while you're still alive and you can say thank you and tell them the same thing? You know, bro, you're also great at what you do. Do we have to wait until we die?
I know.
Alam mo,
grabe,
from what I'm
nito.
getting, what I'm getting from this episode, number one, never compromise your values for you to be successful. Dapat intact pa rin yung values mo eh. Diba? And I like what you said na parang, creating legacy. Diba? Kasi if you create good legacy, magandang legacy iniwan mo, at the end of the day, ang sarap nun na even if you're alive, people will say good things about you. And
you could give that message back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Galing.
You know? I say, why do we wait until a person's dead that we say something good about the person? Well, you could tell them straight up when you see them, uy, galing ang trabaho mo ah.
Affirmation din eh. No?
Galing. Kasi the person works hard eh. Remember, if everybody is gonna be an actor and a main star, who's gonna be the audience clapping? You have to clap at times because when you were starting, you're looking for people to clap. You're waiting for that applause.
So clap for them.
Clap for everybody that deserves it. Because at the end of the day, 100 years, if you're still living, you don't take everything that you have. You don't take the millions. You don't take everything you have.
If may I add, hindi mo rin alam kung sino magiging successful if you don't clap.
Yes.
Right?
Ganun lang yun.
How about you, Bri? Para last si Rico
Sobrang dami natin pinag-usapan. Pero if I were to go back to the topic natin, about external noise and listening to our own inner voice. Ang challenge kasi minsan, yung external noise is also our inner voice. What I mean by that is, if wala tayong pinangahawakan na principles and values, it's easy for us to get lost in our thought.
Yeah.
Na madadala ka na eh. And dahil nga walang guiding principles, it's sobrang dali mo to be led astray.
Parang yan eh, yung gamo-gamo, pag nakakita ng ilaw, makita ng ibang ilaw, ikot lang na ikot.
Ikot ng ikot.
That's happiness. You never chase happiness. You never chase happiness. Because happiness is based on emotion. People are saying, I just want you to be happy. I just want to be happy. But look, you sacrifice your values to be happy. But if you chase being right, doing what's right for the betterment of everybody, then you live an all right life.
And maybe for the rest of the people who is listening and watching right now, it's being clear about ano may pinapahalagan mo na values and principles, so that you can be guided and not go to a direction or a path na hindi mo naman talaga gusto.
Yeah.
And then, at the end of the day, you could look at yourself in the mirror, and you always say, I always look at it this way when I wake up, and if I die today, and if God asks me, did you live your life to the fullest? You have to be able to answer that when He talks to you. Did you live your life to the fullest? I did my best to somehow, this is a thought that I started in 2016, is just surrender everything and let it all flow. You know what I mean? And I have fun at the same time. I mean, I'm drinking great whiskey. You know what I'm saying? I'm drinking a great drink. Because sometimes you get so bored, as a people. You know what I mean? But you have to let loose. It's okay to curse. You can say, shit, thank you, Lord. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, God. Oh, man. Something like that. But you just have to live life because it's just so short. They say, you only have one life. What's next? You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. You're watching. If you're watching this, if you're going through something, you will be fine. If you think you're anxious, you have mental issues when it comes to your mental health, move. Because the first thing you could ever do from moving on, first thing you should do is to move. You have to just sweat it out. It starts within. Look at yourself in the mirror. See if you can't make love to yourself. That means it's not worth it. Start running, getting yourself in shape. Clean up your room because it starts from there. Before you change the world, you clean up your own space. And then when you could see it, you write the letter to yourself and you say things that you hate about yourself and you become better. But if you really need help, talk to somebody because it's easy for people to say, tawagin niyo lang ako kung may pinagdadaanan ka. But really, talk to somebody who really will listen. Because not a lot of people listen nowadays. People post things. People want to be first with everything. Without proof checking. Listen to the person that's talking to you. And see and ask questions. Yeah. For me, I listen, I ask questions, and then I get to speak when it's time to speak. It's like this show. Hopefully, you guys watch this. I don't know if I share great knowledge, but I did my best to actually share the best knowledge that I can, especially with being Filipino, because everybody ginagamit ang pagiging Pinoy. Now, with me being English-speaking, inayos ko talaga yung pagtatagalog ko, sabi ni Kuya Germs, dahil pag inayos mo yan, mas maraming makakarinig sa'yo. At kung pinapanood mo to, sinasabi ko sa inyo, being Filipino, hindi lang yan sa pansit, sa adobo, sa pares, ano yan, bumuwi kayo sa bansa nyo, puntahan nyo yung probinsya ng magulang ninyo, alamin nyo ang ginagawa nila, kung paano sila nakarating ng Amerika o sa mga bansa, at magbigay-pugay kayo sa kanila. Because they sacrifice a lot for you to be there. At mga nurses, hey, hello nurses, and keep on doing what you're doing, huwag nyo ikahiya. And to Jokoy, have better material, because there are more things to talk about and talking down on people on nursing and everything. Talk about the government. Maybe that could change. Yeah? Yeah. Wink, wink.
Gusto ko subtle call out there.
Yeah. Don't worry, Jokoy. I love you, Joe. But yun lang. Because you're on the top of that food chain. You're representing us in the Golden Globes. You're representing us in all these award shows. You have a time. You have that platform now. You got the podium. You got the microphone. So talk about that. Don't be passive aggressive with it by talking bad about it and be like, but we're also good in the islands. No, talk
focusing
about
on what could change,
could be improved, because the younger generations are watching you. And remember, the internet's forever because Kobe's lessons still live within. So
Mamba mentality. And with that, Direk,
ayan na nga.
Maraming salamat for listening and watching on this episode. Quick shout out lang sa ba nila makikita? Go ahead.
You could listen to me on the radio, Monster RX 93.1 every day, 4 to 8 p.m. I'll give you guys the news, the sports, the chismes, and everything. You could see me on your CCTV coming to a mall near you. But I do have a show called Too Hot for Podcasts. It's coming out. I got to speak my mind because I don't really share my opinions on the radio very much because I know that when you guys are listening, you want music and you want chismes. So I just share that. So on this show, this is the very first podcast that I'm in that I'm sharing my opinion. And then on Too Hot for Podcast, you're going to hear me talk to hot women like Phoebe Walker, who is the girlfriend, and Cherie, who is the great friend, who's a hot babe. Yeah, so we're talking a lot of great things there. Support your favorite podcast. Get your podcasts where they are there. Because sometimes when you watch us online, these guys, we podcasters, won't get monetized. And these lights and these microphones and all of this needs to be paid. There's employees behind this. They needs to be paid. So go to where these are monetized.
Yeah.
Support that. And the great part is the internet is free. Share this where you're watching this because there's great lessons behind every episode that they make. Thank you for the invite.
Thank you so much. And with that, we will see you guys on the next episode. Cheers, guys.
Big Eyes Production.